The College Baseball World Series best of three. Vanderbilt, who walked into the championship because of NC State being kicked out, and Mississippi State. And what a couple of nights in a row with Texas. A couple of incredible games on Friday and then late into the night on Saturday. Mississippi State with a walk-off base hit to eliminate Texas, who made a great run. But it's going to be Vanderbilt, Mississippi State, the best of three starts tonight.
Well, NC State got screwed. I don't care what anybody says. I don't know why they couldn't have waited a day unless everybody had to be under protocol for the 2 weeks or whatever. There was just too many positives. Maybe screwed's not the right word, but I really hate how hastily they just moved forward without even trying to seemingly come up with some alternative solutions. It was like, hey, 1 minute, you might play, you might not play. Okay, you're going to play. And then hours later, it's like, we're not even going to let you play the next time. And that was really unfortunate. I felt really bad for NC State to get all that way and then to have a COVID issue. That's what everybody was worried about. They were worried about that with March Madness. They were worried about that with the college football playoff. And then we get to the very end and like the very last sport that's competing. And then it finally does happen where a team gets wiped out. So I hated that. I hated it for those guys, especially those seniors that aren't going to be coming back. That's an awful way to end your college career, especially with the type of run that they were in the middle of. I mean, they were the last team that was unbeaten. And that was awful. But Mississippi State and Texas, that was two incredible baseball games. And Mississippi State, give it up to them to make it an all-SEC final. That's a crushing loss for Texas. I mean, I know afterwards I think their account tweeted out, great season, and they're right. But you couldn't help but feel like, as great as that was, the end was so heart-wrenching that it was just like, in that moment, I can't imagine you were really thinking, yeah, but it was a great season. No, I think it's going to take a little while to get over, but they're a hell of a team.
Yeah, I understand that COVID-19 is different than rain, but the College World Series what was it, like 4 or 5 years ago, they had torrential downpours just for the entire week, and the whole thing was pushed back essentially 3 days, and they made it happen. So I don't know why they couldn't have waited a couple of days, and especially with the guys who were vaccinated who tested positive, to be like, okay, well, they're not symptomatic, they can go play. That's not what they did. I do see the issue in that they just assumed that, well, if the vaccinated guys are testing positive, then the unvaccinated guys are going to have it or whatever, but just wait. You couldn't wait a couple of days.
That's what I'm saying.
The decision came down like at 2:00 in the morning on Friday, and it just seemed like...
And they're still there. They haven't even played the championship game, so why couldn't they have waited a day to see? You know what I mean? Like, where was yesterday? Why couldn't yesterday have been used as a buffer day? I didn't understand that. I felt like they really hastily just called that. Whereas you're right, in rain delays, they'll wait 6 hours. That Texas game the other night came back on at like 1:00 in the morning, it felt like.
It was.
So they waited like 7 hours to play that one. I don't get that. I really don't.
Well, it still amazes me because the players who were tested positive are the ones who were isolated. They also are around the other ball players from Vanderbilt and the umpires and the fans. And then you have 24,000 people in the seats. And this is what sometimes, to me, what contact tracing allowed to happen was, but. I get it. I understand. I understand that it's very, very dangerous as far as the way it spreads. But contact tracing was almost, but oh no, but this. And in the case of this, what sucks. Now, who's the great baseball writer, the college baseball writer?
Kendall Rogers.
Kendall Rogers did a story on his feed, on his Twitter feed. I don't know what particular outlet, D1 Baseball, whatever. And it's an amazing background story about NC State and the county, which is in Omaha, where Omaha is located, and the CDC and the NCAA. And it just seemed a little bit fuzzy. The one thing you can complain about the decision that NC State was more frustrated with was the communication issue. Go ahead and call Caleb. You want to take a break first?
Let's
break first. But was a communication issue. You have to stay in communication. And so that was the one thing that kind of seemed like kind of frustrated NC State, obviously, along with the fact that they're out. When we come back,